Welcome back, Crib Baby ENT family. Y'all know what time it is, man. We finna go ahead and get into this one right here, man. That boy got Sterling on the show. Y'all know who we talking about. We talking about Shannon Sharpe, y'all. As I said, y'all, tomorrow it is a $200 raffle giveaway. Tomorrow I will be raffling off $200 to one of my subscribers for actually paying attention and actually sticking with me and helping me out grow this channel, y'all. I appreciate everybody. Now, as I said, if you still want to get into that raffle, I will be doing it tomorrow around, I say about 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you do see this video in time, you can go ahead and get yours, get your raffle inside of the raffle. All you need to do is make sure you are liking, commenting, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel, y'all. This is how we gonna knock it off and kick it off. As I said, it's your boy Crib Boy Lowe's. This is Crib Baby ENT, y'all. Let's get into it, man.
Jim Brown had a quote, rest his soul. He said, he could play in any era.
Greatest quote, greatest compliment I ever gotten athletically. Greatest compliment I ever gotten athletically.
How different is the game today than when you played?
Other than the defenses imposing their wills, and you don't have to be a technician. I prided myself in being a technician. I'm getting out of my break with the best of them. Deion was a lot faster, and I'm developing a counter to his speed, a counter to Deion, and we're using Deion because he's one of the greats. I'm using Prime. Deion's speed, I got to counter it with power. There ain't no sense in me and you running 40, 50, 60 yards. You're probably going to win that one. Okay, there's no sense in me doing it. But I tell you what I will do. Let's see what you look like after 8 catches, and you got to make 6 tackles. Let's see what you look like after 8 slants, 8 hitches, 8 comebacks, 8 curls. Because now I'm putting him in what I feel, ain't got nothing to do with him. I'm putting him in what I feel his uncomfort zone is. Hanford Dixon and Frank Minifield, Albert Lewis and Kevin Ross, Carl Lee and Najee Muhammad, straight up bump and run corners. I got
T-Mac and watching the Lionel.
Yes, I gotta counter what you do well. What in countering what you do well, I'm bringing power. I'm bringing 220 pounds, and I want contact. You know, back then they didn't have smoke, but I wanted that smoke. I want to see you make this tackle because that was my way of imposing my will on them.
Andy Reid said if you didn't get hurt, you would go down as maybe the greatest receiver to play the game. How was Andy as a coach? Andy was a tight end coaching.
Yes. Fun-loving, outstanding, very intelligent, and really in tune with the team. What Mike Holmgren did was prepared all those guys to be head coaches.
Yep.
He did a really good job of that. I love Mike to this day because he was a lot like I try to be. He just gave it away. You want information? Here it is.
Right.
You want money to a fault? Here it is. You want time? Here it is. And Andy Reid is a spitting image of Mike Holmgren because you see how Patrick Mahomes plays without restriction. Just give it away. Go ahead and play your way. I'll adjust.
Wow.
Love the way Andy was with me in Green Bay and how he's doing now in Kansas City.
Who's the toughest corner you played against?
Ricky Reynolds in Tampa, Don Griffin in San Francisco, and in my division also, I would say Carl Lee. Ricky Reynolds and Don Griffin were technically sound, as fast as me, wanted to make every tackle.
Yeah.
Carl was difficult because he was long. He had really good speed. He wasn't above average in speed, but he was long. And he was technically probably the most dominant corner technically that I played against.
Right.
Because he was all about the positions. Because if I hit my positions, I put you in the positions I need you to be in for me to cover you. So those 3 guys, because I played against Don, he was in my division every year, and then I played against Carl, who was in my division every year.
Because you faced time what, once or twice?
Twice here. Once at Fulton County, once in the Dome.
Right.
And
Time said he ain't want no problems. He say you just too strong.
only because of what he brought at the time, what he brought to the table. In Fulton County, he was everywhere, inside, outside. He followed me. When we played in the Dome, was the probably the only time I remember. Tim McCall, hey man, what you doing here? Ain't gonna win. It ain't gonna end well for you. And only because that's how I talk. I was trash talking, friendly but personal.
Right.
But those three guys, Carl Lee, Don Griffin in San Francisco, Ricky Reynolds in Tampa, technically were the three probably when you talking cover and tackling, because you had to block them.
Right.
Because they wanted to make the tackle on the running back, so you had to block them. They were probably the three technically most sound guys I played against.
Who's your favorite player to watch when you standing on the side?
That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy, y'all. And he played wide receiver. That man said he was 220 pounds at wide receiver. I wonder how tall he is, y'all. 220 pounds at wide receiver. You just coming, you running at a bitch full speed, y'all. That is crazy work, y'all. Crazy work. That man said that. That man said that he would. It was personal, but it was funny. That man a trip, y'all. He a trip. And Deion Sanders, y'all. Like, I didn't really see when he played, so I can't really say too much. But I know when Deion played, dog. Like, Deion is a beast, bruh. Deion was a beast. Like, I don't know, bruh. I don't know. Deion's that man. He goes crazy. It was going crazy. He was going crazy. That's wild.
And you watching somebody else?
Anthony Carter, by far. And I'm not talking, I probably can't tell you a catch Anthony Carter made in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But when I saw number one in Michigan, I was like, that's it right there.
Yeah.
That right there is what I want. I know what I want to be now.
Right.
I want to be that right there. Anthony Carter was my favorite player. And I met him once in the airport after he and I were both done playing. Right. Anthony Carter, when he was at Michigan, there ain't nobody better.
What was your favorite route?
Smoke.
Man, you just want to catch a hitch?
Yes, sir. If you throw it 40 yards and I go 70, if you throw it 15 yards and I go 40, but if you throw it behind the line of scrimmage and I run over two guys and pick up 14 yards, they remember. You remember.
Dog, he funny, bruh. I mean, he was big as fuck. I mean, he was big as shit. You remember, they remember you. Damn right, motherfucker gonna remember that shit. You run them over. He ain't lying. And then the next time they try to come back here, and line up against you, they gonna play off you. They gonna play off. That's smart. They gonna play off. They gonna give you a little bit of space. He's smart.
And so I just wanted the ball in my hands. So when I got Mike Holmgren and he called Smoke, Thunder, and Smoke, Thunder, Omaha, man, three-step
Lion,
Denver, Colorado. When we got those where we were just running hitches, slants, stops, slant goals, get it to me as quick as possible.
Do you have a pregame routine?
No one could touch my hands. So I was never a high five.
Right.
Nobody, because I said if nobody can touch my hands, nobody can get in my head. But my pregame routine was when I got one in the NFL, because remember, I didn't come out in college. And the NFL was just to come out and just to be out, enjoy looking around, stadium, fans, see friends that you developed. I got a chance to spend time with you on the, during pregame.
Maybe you were out in the line in Tampa. Y'all was on the road to Tampa, and I was in the pregame line.
Pregame line, high-fiving us when we came out. And Lindy was like, who the hell is that? I was like, it's my brother.
They invited me to come back because you showed out. You had over 100.
Yeah, sure did. But no, I didn't really have a pregame routine. I was just more of, I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Right. You played with Terry Crews. What was T. Crews like, man?
Ooh, ooh, that's a good question. That's a good question because if y'all don't know, Terry Crews just posted something on Instagram. I'm sorry to stop the video, y'all. But Terry Crews literally just posted something on Instagram today. It's about to be a whole nother day. But he just posted something on Instagram today and said when he was inside of the NFL, he used to go around the locker room and he used to ask people did they want a portrait painted of him. Terry Crews can paint, and I ain't know that. I just found that shit out today. Looking at it on Instagram, it popped up, and Terry Crews would basically he was talking about how like that got him through his time in the NFL at the time when he was 27.
I thought, and it just showed, Terry was one of the guys that showed me I didn't know what I was looking at.
Right.
But he was fun. He worked, and I say he really wanted the NFL.
Right.
He put in the time, he put in the effort, and I was really, I can say I was disappointed when Terry got let go because I thought with his size, his strength, and his speed, he would definitely make our team.
Right. The playoffs. You had a couple. That your first playoff game,
Crazy.
Detroit.
They let him go.
3 touchdowns, the game-winning touchdown. What do you remember about that game?
That I was trying to come out on the game-winning touchdown. I was trying to come out of the game because of my
Get that turf toe.
turf toe.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Becoming a
Ooh, the turf toe. Y'all, if anybody ever plays sports and played on turf, especially if you like me, you from Florida and you always play on grass, and then when you finally get in that turf do not play when you're not used to it. That turf do not play. And say if you playing during the day, right? You playing on turf, it's gonna make your cleats even more hot. Bro, one of the worst feelings ever, y'all. That turf toe will fold a grown man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. That turf toe ain't nothing to play with if you ain't used to it. That shit ain't nothing to play with, y'all. Real talk. But hey, man, if you did make it as far as I said, like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to be inside the raffle that's going to be happening tomorrow, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and make sure you do drop a comment, y'all. As I said, y'all, this is Crib Baby
My
ENT.
brother.
I love y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and holler at y'all. Peace out, y'all.